What's good, YouTube? This your man Spill Dog. Man, if ain't nothing signed by now with Errol and Crawford ain't gonna fight this boy. I don't know why Errol trust the guy that showed you truly that you can't trust him. You know, they may still fight, and I hope so. I think Crawford is a good fighter, I really do. But I just think he ain't sure if he can beat Spence, and that's enough to not that's what's holding up the fight. I mean, he know good and well he don't garner more money, so it can't be a money issue. This is an issue of I just think Crawford ain't sure. And Errol is positive he can beat this boy. And I'm pretty positive he can too. And the reason why is because what he did to all the other top welterweights in this division outside of Keith Thurman and Terrence Crawford, and it's only because he haven't fought those two. It was nice to see Keith out there chatting up like he did, but maybe if he act like this when he had the belts, they would have had a fight and things would be completely different right now. I mean, even if he wanted to try to get a rematch, Spence may would have. I'm quite sure he would have entertained it. But Keith was very disrespectful on how he disregarded Errol at one time. And just dancing away from the question. And I understand him talking about building up that big fight, but who was you gonna fight in the meantime, in between time, if that's the case? I mean, it ain't but so many welterweights to fight out here. But bottom line, this fight with Crawford, I just don't think it's gonna happen. Now, Keith Thurman desperate right now, and he in shape. So if push come to shove, as much as Errol say he won't fight Keith Thurman, Errol is a millionaire now. He a dude that's getting real money, and I don't see him stopping his money and watching Crawford keep going on making money. I just don't see Spence doing that. As much as he don't want to fight Keith, if the money right and that's the fight that's on the table, I believe he'll take it. I truly do. Now, sometimes you don't get what you want in life. It's just. And I'm quite sure Popston said this to him at one time or another. Not necessarily about this fight, but every now and then you just, sometimes you just ain't gonna have it your way. I would love to see Spence fight Crawford, but I just don't think if he ain't signed to fight by now, he ain't gonna sign it. That's how I feel. If he ain't signed now, he probably ain't signing. Now, I hope I'm wrong. I would rather be wrong in this instance than right. Although I don't think that's what the case is. I just really wish Spence would just walk away from this boy. I believe how you get this fight is not wanted. See, as soon as you don't want something, that's when you can get it. It's hard to get what you want sometimes, but the minute you take your mind off of that, here it comes. Crawford don't have the options that Spence do to make real money. Now, don't get me wrong, Crawford is rich, and I'm quite sure he's comfortable with what he got, but the point I'm making is Spence can go make this money without Crawford. Him and Keith Thurman can be just as big in Dallas. That's a big stadium, and Errol gonna sell it out. He done that before, and Keith Thurman know how to chat the fight up, and Errol do too. He just sometimes, and you know what? I'll take that back. I think what it was, Errol said it himself. He wasn't losing weight right, and when you don't lose weight right, you gonna be real angry and grumpy in them in your interviews and stuff like that, because you agitated because you want to eat. So, and I can respect that. I really can, because losing weight ain't easy. I've been there. So it'll be a great fight if it's him and Keith Thurman. That's the fight I always wanted to see anyway. I ain't never really cared too much about this Crawford fight. It's the fight everybody else want. I don't think none of these dudes can beat Spence. I always felt like Spence and Keith Thurman was the best two welterweights. Now, Boots just ain't as popular, but I think the best fight is Boots. To be honest with you, to me, the best fight the toughest fight would be Errol against Boots, but Boots ain't no way he can get that fight right now. That's just being, he just ain't, his name don't ain't up high enough to get that fight right now. But if you want to ask my opinion, what the best fight is, that's it right there, Boots and Errol Spence. The second best fight is probably Keith Thurman, if Keith gonna be Keith and coming at and really try. I don't think he'll beat Earl, but it'll be a great fight. So if I would like to try to take Keith at his word, and if he say he back, then I like to think he back. Hopefully if Crawford bag out again, maybe Spence will consider it this time. Because who else he gonna fight? Unless he gonna rematch Danny or somebody, but who else he gonna fight, especially on short notice, that's worth fighting, that's gonna be in shape and ready to get in there and fight him. Keith might be the only one sitting there. Crawford ain't fought nobody in his whole career, if you ask me. So I don't think no, he don't want this type of fight. When Crawford fought Gamboa had been out the ring over a year and was in a contract dispute, going through stuff with 50 when 50 and Floyd. He was all messed up. This is his big fights. When he fought Kell Brook was coming down from 154 short notice without his trainer. Truth. It ain't me. Benavidez had been shot in the leg. I can't make this up. And Sean Porter, Keith said the same thing. Everybody else said that wasn't that real Sean. So I mean, his resume, especially at welterweight, fugazi if you ask me. I'm talking about Crawford. So for me, I think Keith, although and then again, it's only been a year that he been out the ring. Shit, he can get in there and fight. And I think Keith has fought much better competition in the welterweights than Terrence as well. I think that'd be a better fight, because I truly think Earl gonna smoke Bud if they fight. I think it'll be done. I've been saying kind within 10, but the fact that Bud Bud is a fighter now. And if you touch him, he gonna want to fight back, and that'll be his downfall against Spence. Spence will be able to get in his head because he gonna be hitting them clean. He don't like it. The fans will be oohing and ahhing, and Bud gonna want to get them back, and it will turn into a fight within 2-3 rounds. And once the fight break out, it's gonna be hard to go back to a boxing match, and I don't think Terrence Crawford ready for that kind of fight. And I think he, deep down inside, I think he know it. He know himself. And I'd be happy if we get to fight, but until I see the press conference, I ain't gonna believe it. But that's it for me on this video. If you like the video, hit the like or subscribe. Till next time, it's your man Spill Dog. I'm out.